Was the trip down here, was it hard? Was it anything difficult to get down here from Canada?
It's a long way.
It sure is. Did you drive?
I drove.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So I live in Calgary, which is really a long way.
Yeah.
So first I drove to Winnipeg, which is 13 hours.
Wow.
It's a long way. I did that with my wife and dog. And so watched the hockey game and then drove. It's literally straight south to come here.
Wow.
So I-29 straight south. And that's 20 hours. So
wow. So that's 33 hours in total?
Of driving.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Bless your heart. You're a trooper.
It was stunning. Like, honestly, it was great. So I drove through a whole variety of climate zones, ended up in Arkansas, full of trees and flowers. Yeah, it's beautiful down here.
How many times have you come down to Arkansas, or is this the first?
I have been here multiple years ago for a geological field trip. So that was pretty cool.
Have you seen any eclipse like this before? Is this like the first time you've experienced this totality? This
would be the third one I've seen now.
The third?
Yeah. First one I saw, I was actually in high school. So it was in 1979.
And where did you get to watch that one?
So the totality went through Winnipeg, which is where I was living at the time.
Yes,
it was winter, and I had a very cool outdoor ed teacher. So he took us out on a winter camping trip. So we were out in Spruce Woods, middle of nowhere, and so we set up all our gear out there. And so aside from getting to ski in and carry everything, we also got like right in the middle of the wilderness. So
how fun is that?
yeah, it was very cool.
When you came down here, did you have any special like equipment set up to see the eclipse, or were you guys just looking at it with those glasses?
We had one or two pieces. So the second one I'd seen was in Oregon. That was 2017. And from that one, I kind of learned that just experience it. Like, there's going to be a million great photos on the internet, right? So I spent my time just experiencing. So we did have a set of binoculars set up in sort of a reverse pinhole. And so we could project onto it. And then once totality happened, we could look through the binoculars at the sun. And I don't know, when you saw it, did you see the little orange spot down on the bottom right?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, so through binoculars, that was stunning. Like, that's a solar flare coming off the sun.
How beautiful.
But that was the only equipment. The rest of the time, it's just...
Was it what you expected? Was it what you thought it would be?
Yeah, so the great part was, I was coming down to visit family as well. And when I'd started planning this a year ago, I mean, if you look along the whole path of totality, this is not the place with the greatest probability of clear skies.
Yeah.
But when you combine it with something else, if it's cloudy, it's like, okay, that's all right. But you get to see family, and there's another reason. So I do have friends who actually came from Canada, and they went down to Texas to watch it.
Well, describe the experience in one word. What would you pick?
Good question. I mean, aside from stunning, magnificent, whatever, I mean, memorable.
Extremely.
Right? I mean, most people are going to see no eclipses in their life. If you see one, then you get sort of addicted to them, right? You want to go and see more. But it's memorable.
Exactly.
And it's like a drug. You chase it, right? You want to get the next one. So.
Yes, sir. How did this eclipse set it apart from the others? Was it any different?
Yeah, I think it was, actually. And it was having family around, which was great. So there's, the very first one, we're out in the wilderness, and it's a little bit more of like, what do the animals do and what's happening, and it's your first one, which is, I mean, it's amazing, right? You can't describe it to somebody who hasn't seen one.
Exactly.
It's amazing. Second one, we did plan for, and it's very cool, but it's just my buddy and I, and you can ooh and ah all you want, but it's so this one, it's with more people, more family, so it was special that way.